Hello students, today we are going to learn the second part of the lesson, that is a gift of chappals. Page number 22, first paragraph. Mrudu crept up to the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and her eyes glazed with concentration. In this paragraph, the meaning of bowstring is string that joins two ends of the bow stave, and the meaning of concentration is complete attention. On the page number 23rd, you can see that how that Lali is sitting and how she is holding her violin. In front of her, with most of his back to the window, was the bony figure of the music master. Here, the meaning of bony figure means lean figure or having prominent bones. He had a mostly bald head with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. You can see in the picture which is given on the page number 23rd, music teacher's head is bald as well as a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck and a diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down the stem of the violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold-bordered vesty edge, and he was beating time on the floor with the scrawny big toe. Student, the author has given a very minute description of the music teacher, which you can see on the page number 23rd. In this paragraph, there are some new words. So first, glided. It means moved along smoothly. Second, vesti. The meaning of this word is dhoti in Tamil language. And third, stumbled. The meaning of this word is followed haltingly. Last paragraph, first line. He played a few notes. Lali stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless and unhappy in her hands. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible tracks of the melody. It was like the wheels of a train fitting smoothly into the rails and whizzing along, as Ravi said. In this paragraph, the difference of music talent between Lali and music teacher is shown by the author. Mrudu stared at that huge Birinj hand moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. Squawk! There was Lali derailing again. In this way, Lali is not playing the violin properly at all. Amma! Came a wail from the gate. Amma! Oh! The meaning of wail is mournful cry. Ravi's mother became very angry by hearing beggar's wail. Ravi, send that beggar away, cried his mother from the back veranda, where she was chatting with Tapi. He has been coming here every day for the past week, and it's time he found another house to beg from, Pati explained to Tapi. So, Ravi, Meena and Mrudu decided to go out. The beggar was already in the garden, making himself quite at home. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze while he waited for the alms to appear. Go away, said Ravi sternly. My Pati says it's time you found another house to beg from. In this way, Ravi has given the Pati's message to the beggar. So let's see what happens in next paragraph. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed at each of the children one by one. The ladies of this house, he said, at last, in a voice choked with feeling, are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. Here, kept my body and soul together means managed to stay alive. Actually, the beggar is praising to the ladies of Ravi's house to live there for more days. Beggar says, I cannot believe that they would turn me away. He raised his voice. Amma, Amma, oh! Sad his wail might be, but it certainly wasn't feeble. Here the meaning of feeble is weak. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly and came blooming out of his mouth, with its few remaining teeth stained brown with beetle chewing. The beggar was wailing so loudly, so that Ravi's mother may allow him to stay there for more days. Ravi, tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen, called Rukkumani, and he is not to come again. Tell him that. She sounded fed up. Here the meaning of fed up is tired and unhappy. Ravi didn't have to repeat it all to the beggar. What his mother said had been easy for them all to hear. There under the neem tree, the beggar sat up and sighed. I'll go, he said wearily. Only let me have a rest here under this tree. The sun is so hot. The tar has melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. He stretched out his feet to show large pink peeling blisters on the soles of his bare feet. Here, the meaning of blisters is boils, bubbles on the skin from burns or rubbing. Here, the beggar might have wanted something from the children, so that he was showing the blisters on the soles of his bare feet. Now, concentrate on the second paragraph. I suppose he doesn't have the money to buy chappals. Mrudu whispered to Meena and Ravi. Have you got an old pair in the house somewhere? I don't know, said Ravi. Mine are too small to fit his feet, or I would have given them to him, and his feet were larger than Mrudu's and Meena's. Here we can see the kind nature of Mrudu. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes and looked at the road, gleaming in the afternoon heat. The beggar was frightening due to tar on the road. He needs something on his feet, Meena said, her big eyes filling. It's not fair. Here the meaning of eyes filling means with tears. Means Meena started to cry. Sure, said Ravi. I am thinking about it. Blubbering. It's not fair. It's not fair isn't going to help. In 2 minutes, he will be frying his feet on that road. What he needs is a pair of chappals. So where do we get them? Come, let's search the house. He pushed Mrudu and Meena into the house. Here, Mrudu, Meena and Ravi. They went into the house to search chappals for the beggar. Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mrudu's eyes fell on the odd-looking chappals she had noticed when she arrived. Ravi, she whispered to him, whose are those? Ravi turned and glanced at the shabby-looking but sturdy old slippers. He beamed and nodded. These are just the right size, he said, picking them up. Mrudu and Meena followed him nervously back into the garden. Finally, Mrudu, Meena and Ravi got the chappals for the beggar. You can see in the picture the shabby-looking but sturdy old slippers. Students, do you know who is the owner of these chappals? Actually, the music master of Lali, he is the owner of these chappals. Page number 26 is going on. I am reading the paragraph number first, so please concentrate all of you. Here, said Ravi to the beggar, dropping the slippers in front of the old man, wear these and don't come back. The beggar stared at the slippers, hurriedly flung his towel over his shoulder, pushed his feet into them and left, muttering a blessing to the children. In a minute, he had vanished around the corner of the street. Finally, Ravi, Meena and Mrudu got success chappals to the beggar. Now let's see what happens when music master comes out. Next paragraph. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them sitting quietly under the tree, playing marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put them. Lali, he called. After a few moments, she hurried up to him. Have you seen my chappals, my dear? I remember having kept them here. Ravi, Mrudu and Meena silently watched Lali and the music master search every corner of the veranda. He scurried around, looking over the railing and crouching near the flower pot to look between them. Brand new they were. I went all the way to Mount Road to buy them. He went on saying, they cost a whole month's fee, do you know? The music master and Lali both were searching the chappals everywhere. But Ravi, Mrudu and Meena, they were sitting very silently under the neem tree. The music master also praising his old chappals as a brand new chappals. Soon Lali went in to tell her mother. Rukkumani appeared, looking harassed, with Pati following her. Where could they be? It's really quite upsetting to think someone might have stolen them. So many vendors come to the door, worried Pati. Rukkumani caught sight of Ravi, Mrudu and Meena sitting under the tree. Have you children? She began, and then seeing they were Curiously quiet, went on more slowly. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? Here we can see that Rukumani is suspicious about Ravi, Mrudu and Meena. A sharp V-shaped line had formed between her eyebrows. Another straight, tighter one appeared in place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. Rukumani was angry. Thought Mrudu with a shiver she wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his feet, she tried to tell herself. Now Mrudu is going to tell the truth. Taking a deep breath, she cried, Rukamani, there was a beggar here. Poor thing, he had such boils on his feet. Rukamani asked, So? Said Rukamani grimly. Here the meaning of grimly is angrily. Turning to Ravi, you gave the music master's chappal to that old beggar who turns up here? Children these days, grown Pati. Amma, didn't you tell me about Karna, who gave away everything he had, even his gold earrings? He was so kind and generous. Silly, snapped Rukmani. Karna didn't give away other people's things, he only gave away his own. But my chappals wouldn't have fitted the beggar's feet, Ravi rushed brashly on. And Amma, if they did fit, would you really not have minded? Here, Ravi is trying to prove himself right. Because of this, Rukumani became very angry. She told to Ravi, Go inside this minute. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopu Mama's hardly worn new chappals. This should fit you, sir. Please put these on. I am so sorry. My son has been very naughty. The music master's eyes lit up. He put them on, trying not to look too happy. Well, I suppose these will have to do. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? A Hanuman incarnate. Only Rama can save such a naughty fellow. Rukmani's eyes flashed. She didn't seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff and straight by the front door. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. Though Ravi had made wrong thing, as per Rukmani, but she doesn't like that music master called Ravi as a monkey. So she wanted him to leave quickly. Him means here music master. Students, now concentrate on last paragraph. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, she said, Mrudu, come in and have some tiffin. Honestly, how do your children think of such things? Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. As she walked toward the kitchen with Mrudu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. Here the meaning of clattered off is gone off noisily, with the noise or clatter of chappals. When music master went away, Rukumani became very soft towards Mrudu, Ravi and Meena. She thanked God as Gopumama doesn't wear his chappals to work. Rukumani started to laugh and says, but he is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals as soon as he comes home. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music master? Actually, we can see here that Rukumani is happy about the help which is done by Ravi, Mrudu and Meena to the beggar. But Rukumani is very much worried about her brother as she has given his new chappals to the music master. The author of this lesson is Vasantha Surya. Students, in this way I have explained this lesson. I hope you all have understood this very well. Thank you very much.